Alright, this is a find by a fella in Maine called Pete Lund, and he's a mud fossil guy. He's been doing all kinds of research up there on this kind of stuff and other things, and he mentioned this to me, and I took a look at it, and sure enough, I agree 100% with what it said. Now, this is Gobekli Teppe, and this apparently is 2.7 kilometers away. Now let's look at the topography. You see these little squiggly lines here, those are mountains, and let's look at it in there's 2D, 3D. So we could see this is the high spot. It comes all the way around up here. As it comes down, it cascades down, and that's the low spot. So let's look at it again. 2D, 3D. So let's go to the high spot. It comes around, there's the high spot. It comes around, way up at the high spot, comes around, way up at the high spot, comes around, and it stays way up in here. Alright, and then it trails off and goes down this direction. Now, what is this thing here? Why is this real dark reddish color here? We don't see that everywhere else. There's no other ones here to speak of. You know, there's a little red here and there of dirt, but not like this. Now, what else do we see on this particular structure? Let's look at it again, 2D and 3D. There's 2D straight down, 3D. You see how deep that is? That's very at the deep side. Now, what else is unusual about this? Look at all this cracking. You see that stuff? Look at all this stuff. What is that? And why is it soaked in this red stuff, which I'm saying is blood? Do we see that anywhere else in these structures? I don't see it. I don't see any more of that. So that appears to be something strange. Why is it impacted like that, like an impact crater? And that's exactly what it is. It's what they call a compression depression. Something smashed down into that, which is this guy's head. And his buddy was stuck alongside of him because he's got a antelope on his back. You know, it's a creature. Now, when it hit here, what happened? The blood started running. It's a ferrous oxides, red blood, and the body must have crashed right onto the top here because look at what it did. That's not normal. That shouldn't be running off like that. Well, where did that come from? It came from the decaying creature that was here. And blood is what the earth lives on. Literally, that's what feeds plants. They love blood. And that's what is feeding these fields, and they're growing down here. So that's what we got. That is what we believe is the Chimera, or Pete believes it, and I believe it too. And this, what it is if you look at this very carefully, that's the bottom jaw of a lion. And it comes up and is his, you know, I mean, he's smashed into the ground. I mean, but he's not just like a lion sticking out there perfect. But if you look at it carefully, you can see that's his lower jaw of the lion. I imagine this was all his mane and things in this area, whatever his head smashed into here. There's an area here that's undisturbed because the head was over here, the other head, which is two heads, and this area is disturbed like this area, so something impacted over here, and down here they all impacted like that. It's all fractured and impacted. And red. There's no other reason for that. Now the legend is that this guy was thrown down exactly, well, not necessarily exactly, but in this area, and it had its two heads, and it's the Chimera, and I'm going to show you that in a second, and the legend is quite clear. Alright, this is what the Chimera looks like. And you can see the head off the back, and we see these same structures in the video that I just showed you. And that's all I can say. And with the blood running all down, there's no other explanation for this. And it's within 2 miles of Gobekli Teppe, and it was said to have been thrown down in the mountains of Turkey somewhere. And there's not just one or two little things in history about this. It's loaded with it. Loaded with information about this. Totally documented. And it appears to be true now.